Hello, we are Tavon and David from TD Adventures.
Today videos Q&A about the quieter AC that we have had for 8 months.
We switched to this Houghton Bel Air 2800. We went with the smallest size because we wanted to make sure it fit between the solar panels, which was no problem. This is what the AC sounded like before and what it sounds like now. You hear it running? Is that it? We are now able to be on a work call and also have the AC on.
Tell us about the AC. You like it?
It's a big improvement over the old one. It's much quieter. We can sit underneath it and it can kick on and kick off, and we can still talk and hear each other. It's a huge improvement, and it was a good investment.
You like it?
Yeah, I do. In fact, we sleep with it on, and it does not wake me up when it kicks on and kicks off. And the fan only mode in between that times, the fan is really quite quiet. We got like the entry size, the smallest size unit, and it had fewer BTUs in its rating than the one we were replacing, which we thought was way overpowered. This does a terrific job of cooling us in the back, and on a normal 80 to 90 degree day, cooling the entire space. When we were in Tucson, one day it hit 100, no, not a cloud in the sky, and the front of this vehicle, even with the screens up, was just baking, and it was not keeping up. I was sweating a ton up here in the front, and you were there in the back. At that point, I don't think we'd put up this diverter that might have helped blow the air this way a little more. But either way, it wasn't keeping up, and we probably would have been better off to curtain off the very front and just go to the back. But outside of, 100 degree day in Tucson, it's worked really terrific. And I would not go back to the other one. The trade-off, if occasionally it doesn't keep up on the hottest days versus we can run it anytime we want and the noise doesn't bother us, that's a trade-off I'm willing to make.
Can you use the AC with the lithium batteries?
Right, so we tried that today. We believe the answer was no. And so we unplugged from shore power and tried to start it up, and it just won't start up off of battery, either with the inverter on or not. And I don't think it would be using the inverter anyway. It's probably directly wired, but the answer is it will not run off the battery. Right, so the air conditioner requires shore power or the generator to be running to work. And we've run it in both modes. For shore power, we assumed that meant a 30 amp service. But I think someone had commented online that they'd connected to maybe a 15 amp service and had their air conditioner run. So we thought we'd give it a shot. So we plugged it into an outside plug in front of the house, and I took everything else off that particular circuit, so this is the only thing plugged into it, and we fired it up, and it works. Ready?
Uh-huh. The lights came on. Well, sounds like it's on right now. It sure is. It's running.
Blowing cold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it is 15 amp, right?
It is. It is 15 amps. It spiked up to pulling 17 amps. That's,
Yeah.
which
But it's a 15 amp thing.
breaker, yeah. So
And why is it not hasn't tripped?
I'm not an electrician.
And then how can you show me how much it's drawing in here?
Well, it's not. It's pulling directly off the shore power. So we were already running at this. It was pulling this much before we turned that on.
Yeah.
That was that's why I plugged in the surge protector, because it tells you what's being pulled from the house.
And how much is being pulled from the
There, at least momentarily, it reported 17 amps.
But we have a 15 amp.
The circuit's 15 amps, so maybe
And
the
it's drawing
circuit breaker could be a little inaccurate. I'm not sure. You know,
Yeah.
but it is actually cooling, right?
Yeah.
But I actually do hang other things off that external circuit that I had to unplug so we could do this test. I'm now going to put them back. Our surge protector has a little display on it that shows the draw that's coming through it, and it spiked all the way up to actually 17 amps, at least for a moment. Maybe the surge protector is a little inaccurate, or maybe the circuit breaker is a little forgiving, but it didn't sit at 17, and then it settled down, 13, 12, and then even less than that, and it was cooling very nicely. So you can run it off a 15 amp circuit. I would say you'd want to make sure it's a really solid 15 amp circuit, and I think ours is. We have been at some boondockers welcome sites where we were able to plug in to like a 15 amp circuit, and on a couple of those we were able to trip the breaker on that just by doing normal things inside the coach, not the air conditioner at all. So 15 amps doesn't always mean 15 amps, I guess is what I'm saying.
So it depends on the condition.
Yeah, there might not be a lot of headroom. It could be already a certain amount of amperage used on it, but we don't have nothing hanging off of our outside plugs once I unplugged everything to run this test.
So
So
what's the conclusion?
this air conditioner, at least, and that's all the one I can comment on, will run off of a 15 amp service. And to double check, I went down into the basement, and it's a poorly marked circuit panel, of course, and had Tavon up here, and I just started going down, off on, until I turned off the one that turned off the surge protector, and that was a 15 amp breaker. So there you go, 15 amps.
We will able to run it,
Yes.
run the AC.
Yes, but again, I'll emphasize this model, which is the smallest one that we could get from this manufacturer. A larger one might have a larger draw, like the initial inrush, and that's really what you need to be able to handle. And maybe those wouldn't run on a 15 amp. I would think it would absolutely work on a 20 amp service. Those might be a little less common. So there you go.
So what's the story with that silver thing in front of the AC?
Right. So you've put this air diverter up because the air conditioner does blow down and diagonally, and so that was causing a breeze across you that you did not enjoy. So you put that air diverter in. That also helps to push some of that cool air all the way up to the front here, which is not necessary at all at night when we're in the back, but that is a benefit when I'm sitting here working during the day.
It's just kind of what we have.
Yeah. Is it necessary? No. It's just something that worked out, and you liked it better when sleeping at night with that in place.
Yeah, I don't like the AC.
Blowing right on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Understandable.
Okay.
So someone asked if this new air conditioner unit fits well, or does it extend over the back of the vehicle, and it does not. And I went upstairs and shot down from above, and also climbed up and shot around it. There's room between it and the solar panels in front of it, and a room between it and the very back of the RV. So it fits very nicely.
Height of the AC unit on the outside. Is it
Right.
tall?
The original unit was an inch taller than this replacement unit. So this is slightly shorter.
9 inches.
This
And
is
the
9
old one,
inches. The old one was 10 inches.
That's what we saw on the spec.
Right.
But double check yourself just to be,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the original AC with this RV was controlled by the spider panel right here,
The pad, yeah.
which is really terrific. You can go in and all that. The replacement, it does not interface with the existing system. It comes with a wireless remote. And actually that's an improvement, because when we're in bed at night, just keep it right next to me or next to you, and you just grab it and you turn the temperature down or up, or the fan faster or slower, and it's right with us in bed. So actually that's a real improvement.
When the AC is on, it display the temperature.
Yeah,
It lit up.
it's kind of a soft blue color. And I guess we thought that's just the way it is. And I think you even blocked it off, taped it off or something. And then somebody commented online that perhaps
we
there's
turn
a
it
way
off?
to turn the display off.
Is there
And
ways
we're
to-
like, and so we pick up the remote, which I'm showing right here, and gee, there's a little button there labeled display. I wonder what that button does.
You can turn it off.
You push that and it turns it right off.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you for the question, pointing out what we had and we should have known. It's
Yeah.
right there, display, boom, done.
And then the lights goes off.
Yeah, it turns off. It's completely black. Our old, or the original one, had kind of this green light that was on whether it was running or not. It was just always on, which was kind of annoying if you're trying to have a completely dark coach at night. This one, just turn it off. Right there.
Completely
Yeah,
dark.
look at the remote.
It was a very good question.
Yeah, very good. So the question of how do we like the air conditioner after using it for 8 months? And the answer is we love it. We're really happy with the decision and its performance, and we're really glad we did that. If you have any other questions about this air conditioner, please post them in the comments. We have learned that the Pleasure Way 2024 models, excluding the OnTour 2.0 due to lack of space, will have the Truma Aventa Eco Air Conditioner. All models will have dual 300 amp hour 12 volt Eco-Ion lithium batteries and a Xantrex XC Pro 3000 watt sine wave inverter charger. These upgrades will allow the air conditioner to run off of battery power.
Until next video.
Until next video, bye-bye.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. If you have any questions that we haven't covered today, post them in the comments and we'll take a look at it. That's no good. Hey, my photographer is laughing.
Okay.
No.